If you want to build a real career and make money with social media, you need to understand it's not about being an influencer or trying to go viral. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I made my first 100K online. And not from brand deals or trends, but by learning how to solve real world problems for real businesses with content. By the end, I guarantee you'll stop seeing social media as a time waster and start seeing it as the most underrated business opportunity of 2025. I went from 60+ hour corporate weeks, broke in London, to building multiple six-figure income streams all through social media, without showing my face and without relying on going viral. Now, before we jump into exactly how I did it, I want to take you back to the exact moment that everything changed. Hold up, be sure to stick around for this video as I'm giving away a 30-day free plan to go from no experience to getting your first client. And with that, I'm also giving away 3 custom GBTs which are created specifically to help improve your social media strategies and your clients. This photo right here, I just finished university and was heading to my first corporate interview. Not because I wanted to, but because I had to. My parents had moved out of the country and I was living alone in London, paying rent, trying to survive. So I took the job, 50 to 60+ hours a week, 5, sometimes 6 days. And I did this all for 9 months straight. Now from the outside, it looked fine. I had an income, a routine, but deep down, I felt numb. This wasn't how I wanted my life to look. But I just didn't know at that time what the alternative was. Until one day I thought, let me help my friend with his Instagram. And from that moment, something clicked. The platform that everyone at that time was wasting time on, businesses were struggling with it. Creators didn't know how to use it properly. And for some reason, I loved figuring that out. That one small moment, helping with content, exchanging ideas, researching, turned into the foundation of everything that was to come. I didn't know at the time, but that was the spark. The shift from trying to survive to building something of my own. Be honest, have you ever felt stuck in a job or a situation where you just can't see an alternative? Let me know in the comments. But before I show you the framework that I used to get my first 100K, I want to get real about what almost made me quit. And I promise you that you'll probably relate to at least 3 of these. Now, the first hurdle that most of us experience when we're looking at social media as an opportunity is the hurdle that I call no experience. Now I get it, you might be thinking, how can I charge for something I'm still learning? Here's the truth. Because social media feels so familiar, we assume everyone understands it, but they don't, especially business owners. Now, this is FFS Hungry. Many of you know that I run a bunch of faceless pages and have done for many years. Now, FFS Hungry is a great example. When I first got into this social media world, I used to create loads of these to really deep dive into this world. But not only that, back when followers were literally the most important metric possible, I would use that to actually get clients. They would look at my pages. So I would go to a restaurant and say, look at this page, it's got 30K followers, and their eyes would suddenly light up. Here's some examples of me DMing and messaging some restaurants. Now, business owners are running operations, managing teams, dealing with customers, dealing with so many different things every single day. They don't have time to learn hooks, captions, posting times, thumbnails, what to post, all the different elements that make social media. But you do. Even just learning the basics, how content works, how to structure a post, that already puts you ahead of 90% of businesses right now. You don't need to fake it. You need to learn it. And with the amount of free content out there right now, including videos like this one or my playlists, you can get skilled fast. Now, when I started, I had to figure out everything from scratch. If I had access to the content that exists today, I would have saved months, potentially years. Hurdle number 2 is no money. Now, you might think you need money to start. A brand, a team, a website, even better, a laptop, a proper setup. But when I started, I had none of that. I had no camera, no fancy desk, no editor, not even a logo. And here's the truth that no one tells you. You don't need any of these things until you are making money down the line. People love to overcomplicate. They want the perfect setup before they've even got a single client or project. But perfection is just procrastination in disguise. I made my first 100K using basic tools, free apps, and my laptop. Focus on getting results, not getting ready. The flex isn't about having a real setup, it's having income before you even buy it. Still with me? Good. Hurdle number 3, real business. One of the biggest hurdles at the beginning wasn't necessarily finding clients. It was believing that I could charge thousands. I'd made a bit of money, but in my head, I didn't feel like a real business owner. Back then, online business wasn't like how it is today. When people thought of business, they pictured an office with 10 people at a computers, guy at the whiteboard, not one person with a dream and a laptop. But at some point, something clicked. I realized I am the business. And if I wanted others to treat me like one, I had to treat myself like one first. So I did something small but powerful. I bought a new notepad, a new mouse for my laptop, and more importantly, I registered my business. That moment changed everything. Because when I gave out business details from that moment, I spoke differently. When I introduced myself, I believed it. Tide made that step simple. No monthly fees, just clean tools for your payments, invoices, expenses, savings, all in one place. You don't need to have it all figured out, but you do need to start acting like a business if you want to become one. If you're ready to take that step, Tide will give you £50 cashback when you spend your first £100 using your new business card. T&Cs apply, link is in the description. Don't sleep on Tide. Hurdle 4 is no authority. This is a big one, especially if you're new. Now, you might feel like an imposter. You doubt yourself on calls. You hesitate to reach out. But here's what I wish someone told me earlier. You don't need to be the most experienced person in the room. You just need to be one step ahead of the person you're helping. And with social media, that's usually a huge gap. Most clients have no idea what a hook is. They don't understand content strategy. They don't know why reels or thumbnails even matter. So even if you're still learning, you're already valuable. Confidence doesn't come from faking it. It comes from seeing that what you know can help someone who doesn't. And the only way to build authority is to start. Hurdle 5 is fear of outreach. Now this one stops so many people. They learn the skills, they watch the videos, but they're scared to send that first message. When I first started, I didn't pitch strangers. I helped a friend, got results. Then more people came from word of mouth. But here's the thing, back then, social media marketing wasn't even respected. Now, every business knows they need it. That means the opportunity is all around you. Start with your network, offer to help someone for free or for a super low price, just to get proof experience. Apply what you've learned. There's a big difference between reading, learning, and applying. Real growth comes from immersion. You don't need to become confident to start. You start and then become confident. Okay, so now it's time to switch gears. Now that you understand some of the major roadblocks that stop people actually having success with social media marketing, let me show you my 5-step strategy that I use to turn this from survival mode business to serious income. When you first get into social media marketing, there are usually 3 paths ahead of you. So the first path is freelancing. You can start solo, low risk, flexibility, no pressure to build a team. Then you have working in a house, and essentially this is working for a company, learning there, but obviously there you are managed, you have a boss, etc, etc, but great for experience. Then you have building an agency, which has high upside, but takes time, experience, and proof. I started as a freelancer, just with a laptop, a few clients, and a phone. Now, as I built more proof, more results, more confidence, I was able then to transition into a agency kind of model. But for now, we're gonna break down the 5 steps I used to make my first 100K without going viral, without fancy editing or anything like that. So let's jump into that now. Okay, so step 1 is starting with a focus, not a fantasy. Now, this is where most people go wrong. They overthink their niche. I want to do fitness. No, maybe finance. Wait, maybe I'll do mindset. But when you're starting, you need to take what's right in front of you. This means look at your network. Do you know a barber? Do you know a PT? Do you know someone that owns a restaurant? A friend who runs a small brand? That's your starting point. I started with a friend who ran a fitness page. Not necessarily because I loved fitness, but because the opportunity was there. Since then, I've worked with 20 plus niches, from psychology to gardening to gyms, health brands, you name it. You don't need a perfect niche, you need a place to start. It will evolve, but only if you begin. If at any of these next few steps you want me to make a deeper video about it, let me know in the comments. Number 2 is learn fast and build while you learn. So let's say you've picked your niche, your opportunity. At the same time, you need to start building your skills. Now, social media has loads of moving parts, as many of you know. Content creation, video editing, photography, graphics. Then you have the technical side, analytics, strategy, the list goes on. Don't try to master them all. Pick 1 or 2 that you can leverage right now. So for me, when I started, I went heavily into the content creation side, specifically videography and some photography. But at the same time, simultaneously to that, I started building faceless pages. Why? Because they gave me creative freedom, test different environments, and actually allow me to build a side income. Learn, build, apply, repeat. That loop made me dangerous fast. Step 3 is being obsessed with results. I hate to break it to you, but this is a results-driven industry. And if you want to stand out, you need to go deeper than everyone else is. Don't just do the work. Study the client. Study their competitors. Study their audience. When you have fewer clients at the beginning, that is your advantage. You can go above and beyond. That extra effort helps build authority, confidence, proof, pricing power. Treat their business like it's yours, and they'll treat you like a partner, not a freelancer. Step 4 is use AI like a weapon. Now, I'm seriously jealous of you. When I started, we didn't have ChatGPT. No content tools, no caption generations, no video editing automation. Now, you can cut the learning curve in half and save hours per week. You can use AI to brainstorm ideas, write client captions, research trends, automate reports, generate scripts. But don't get lazy, get smart. You can focus your creativity and client strategy. Step 5 is building that business even if you're solo. Once you start getting momentum, it's time to think long term. That means register your business, open the Tide account, the link is in the description, track your income, save for tax, treat it like it's real because it is. From there, you can start layering, adding more tools. You can add scheduling tools like Later, which you can then share with clients. Notion dashboards. You can start getting freelancers or editors, content system. You don't need to do this all in one day. But the earlier you act like a business, faster people will treat you like one. Now, I am taking 5 of you who are serious about wanting to work with me one-on-one to turn their social media vision into reality. Apply now, the link will be in my description. Now, if this video has opened your eyes in any way to what's possible with social media, then here's my question. Should I turn this into a series where we talk about potentially how to get your first client, how to manage multiple pages without burning out, a complete beginner's guide to being a social media manager in 2025, and how I'd actually scale to 10K a month if I was to start again today. Now, if you want to improve your content creation or social media strategies, you have these 2 playlists to pick from. My name is Alex, and I'm all about growth. Let's grow.